2007, Wolfsburg were a club facing relegation and had never won a league title. 2 years later, however, and they were astonishingly crowned the champions of Germany, spearheaded by an unlikely duo that scored more goals combined than Messi and Samuel Eto'o. Their title-winning season is one of the biggest football miracles of all time, and in this video, we'll be looking at the unlikely duo that conquered the Bundesliga. Prior to the signings of Grafite and Džeko in 2007, Wolfsburg's status in German football was far from illustrious. Despite the financial backing of Volkswagen, Wolfsburg had never been serious contenders for major silverware, with the closest they ever came to winning a major trophy being when they finished as runners-up in the 1995 DFB Pokal. The state of affairs at the club was bleak, narrowly avoiding relegation with back-to-back 15th place finishes between 2005 and 2007. However, hope emerged with the arrival of former Bayern Munich manager Felix Magath in May 2007. This was a major coup for the club. Magath had done the double twice with Bayern Munich in 2005 and 2006, and had intentions of transforming Wolfsburg into a title contender too. He wasted no time bolstering the squad and brought in multiple new players, but most notably Grafite and Edin Džeko. These days, Edin Džeko is a household name, but back then he was virtually unknown, being purchased from mid-table Czech side FK Teplice for €4 million. He clearly had a lot of potential though. He was just 21 years old, but finished the season before as the second highest scorer in the Czech league. Grafite's signing, on the other hand, was a little more controversial. The 28-year-old Brazilian striker had only been playing in Europe for a year and a half, and little was known about his qualities outside of Brazil. He was bought from Ligue 1 side Le Mans, who he scored 12 league goals for in the 2006-07 season. A decent tally, but nothing extraordinary. So when Wolfsburg paid €7.5 million for him on deadline day, many were unimpressed and labelled the deal as a panic buy. With all these signings, the 2007-08 season was meant to be one of transition for Wolfsburg, and the fans would have been content with a mid-table finish, but Magath's men had higher aspirations. They ended up having their best ever Bundesliga season by finishing 5th in the league, with Grafite and Džeko scoring a respectable 19 goals combined in their debut Bundesliga campaigns. But nobody could have predicted they'd break Gerd Müller and Uli Hoeneß's goal-scoring record for following season. More additions were made to the squad in the summer of 2008, with a key signing being Džeko's international teammate Messi, who was seen as the perfect player to get the best out of Wolfsburg's duo up top. The season began and Wolfsburg had their eyes set on the title, and although Bayern Munich had an elite attack themselves, dethroning them wasn't an impossible task. Their manager Ottmar Hitzfeld had left the club to coach Switzerland at Euro 2008, and their club captain Oliver Kahn had hung up his gloves, so if there was any time to be buying to the title, it was now. 9 games into the season however, and the Wolfsburg fans were deflated. They had won just 3 of their opening 9 fixtures, including a 4-2 loss to Bayern Munich, leaving them 9th in the league. Halfway into the season, and they were still sat in 9th place, and any dreams of winning the title seemed far-fetched. The shining light of their season so far was Grafite, with him scoring 11 goals in 11 appearances, but unfortunately missing a few matches here and there. Džeko, on the other hand, was a slow starter, only scoring 5 goals in the first half of the season, but fortunately the winter break arrived and he and the rest of the squad had time to rest and prepare for the second half of the season. They took full advantage of this, with Grafite and Džeko coming out from the break all guns blazing. With Messi behind the 2 strikers constantly supplying them with goal scoring opportunities, the duo up top became the most fierce strikers in the league, with their goals firing their side to the top of the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg just couldn't stop winning, going on a 10-game winning streak, with Grafite and Džeko scoring 20 goals between them during this run, with their most impressive performance of all coming against the reigning champions Bayern Munich. Going into the match, both sides were level on points and had an identical goal difference, but Wolfsburg were definitely the more informed side of the two and were considered the favourites. At half-time however, the match was level at 1-1, and a big response was needed from the Wolfsburg strikers in the second half. Džeko stepped up to the plate, scoring a quick-fire brace to put his side 3-1 up with a little over 20 minutes to go, but they weren't done yet. Grafite got his first goal of the game shortly after, which sent the fans wild, but it was his second goal which stunned everyone. He dribbled past the Bayern defence effortlessly before going around the keeper and pulling off an audacious backheel past 3 defenders to make it 5-1, humiliating their biggest title rivals and cementing himself as a cult hero at Wolfsburg. Their winning streak came to an end a few games later, suffering a shock 2-0 defeat to relegation battling Energy Gorbus, which put a dent in their title hopes. They proceeded to win 3 out of the following 4 games, with Džeko and Grafite scoring a combined 12 goals during this period, but the title race would have to be decided on the final day of the season. Wolfsburg were sat 2 points above Bayern Munich and Stuttgart, meaning a win would secure their first ever Bundesliga title. However, this was no easy task as they were up against Werder Bremen, a side who had beaten them twice that season already. This time though, it was Wolfsburg who came out victorious, with their magic triangle of Messi, Grafite and Džeko all getting on the score sheet, winning the league in style with a dominant 5-1 victory. To this day, Wolfsburg remained the last team outside of Bayern and Dortmund to be crowned the champions of Germany. It was a truly astonishing season, with Džeko and Grafite scoring 67.5% of Wolfsburg's goals. Džeko finished that season with 26 league goals to his name, but it was his partner in crime who secured the Golden Boot, with Grafite scoring an incredible 28 goals in just 25 games. After the season, both players went in completely opposite directions. Džeko established himself as one of the best strikers in the world, joining Man City in 2011, where he won 2 league titles before heading to the Serie A for most of his career. Grafite, on the other hand, ended up being a one-season wonder, with him joining Al Ahly in 2011 and eventually retiring in his homeland of Brazil in 2017, never again reaching the heights he hit in the 2008-09 season. Wolfsburg's title-winning season was truly a tale at the 5v odds, and it wouldn't have been possible had it not been for the heroics of Džeko and Grafite, the unlikely duo that conquered the Bundesliga.